The metaverse, a digital utopia, or a dystopian nightmare? Today, we're exploring how this virtual world could reshape our reality in ways we never imagined.
Oh, that's a provocative way to kick things off. What exactly do you mean by reshaping our reality?
Well, imagine a world where the line between physical and digital is completely blurred. The metaverse isn't just about VR headsets and gaming, it's a whole new layer of existence that could fundamentally change how we work, socialize, and even perceive ourselves.
Hmm, that sounds both exciting and a bit unsettling. How close are we to this becoming a reality?
It's already happening in bits and pieces. Companies like Meta, formerly Facebook, are investing billions into developing metaverse technologies. In fact, Meta alone spent over $10 billion on metaverse development in 2021, but let's break down what the metaverse actually is.
Right, I've heard the term thrown around a lot, but what does it really mean in practical terms?
So, the metaverse is essentially a collection of interconnected virtual worlds. Imagine stepping into a 3D environment where you can attend concerts, shop in virtual stores, or even conduct business meetings, all through a digital avatar that represents you.
That's fascinating. But how is this different from, say, current VR games or virtual worlds like Second Life?
Great question. The key difference is the level of immersion and interconnectivity. In the metaverse, you'd be able to seamlessly move between different virtual spaces while maintaining your identity and digital assets. It's like having the entire internet in 3D, where you can interact with it in a more natural, intuitive way.
So if I buy a virtual outfit in one part of the metaverse, I could wear it in another?
Exactly. And that brings us to one of the most interesting aspects of the metaverse, the economy. We're talking about a whole new digital economy where virtual goods and services have real world value. This is where blockchain technology and NFTs come into play.
Ah, NFTs, I've heard a lot about those. How do they fit into the metaverse?
Well, NFTs, or non fungible tokens, are unique digital assets verified on a blockchain. In the metaverse, they could represent anything from virtual real estate to digital art, or even your avatar's clothing. The global NFT market reached $40 billion in 2021, and that's just the beginning.
That's a staggering number. But I have to ask, isn't there a risk of this becoming a bubble? Or worse, a playground for scams and fraud?
You're absolutely right to be concerned. Like any new technology, the metaverse comes with its share of risks. We've already seen instances of fraud in the NFT space, and issues like digital identity theft could become even more complex in a fully realized metaverse.
So what kind of safeguards are being put in place to protect users?
That's where things get tricky. The decentralized nature of blockchain technology, which underpins much of the metaverse concept, makes traditional regulation challenging. Companies and developers are working on solutions like improved identity verification and secure digital wallets, but it's still very much a work in progress.
Hmm. It sounds like we're really in uncharted territory here. What about the social implications? I can imagine spending too much time in a virtual world could have some negative effects.
You've hit on a crucial point. There are serious concerns about the psychological impact of prolonged immersion in virtual environments. Some experts worry about increased social isolation, addiction, and a disconnection from physical reality. On the flip side, the metaverse could offer unprecedented opportunities for global connection and collaboration.
I can see how it could go either way. Are there any studies looking into these effects?
Yes, actually. While research on the metaverse specifically is still in its early stages, we can look at studies on VR and social media for insights. For example, a 2020 study published in the Journal of Medical Internet Research found that VR can be effective in treating anxiety and PTSD. But we've also seen research linking excessive social media use to depression and loneliness.
So it's a double-edged sword. What about the potential benefits? You mentioned collaboration. How might that work in the metaverse?
Well, imagine a virtual workspace where team members from around the world can interact as if they're in the same room. Architects could walk clients through 3D models of buildings before they're constructed. Surgeons could practice complex procedures in a risk-free environment. The possibilities are really endless.
That does sound incredible, but won't this require a massive technological infrastructure? How realistic is it for the average person to access this kind of technology?
You're right, the hardware requirements are significant. High-quality VR headsets, haptic feedback devices, and fast internet connections are all necessary for a truly immersive experience. but we're seeing rapid advancements in this area. For instance, the VR headset market is expected to grow at a CAGR of 28.2% from 2021 to 2028.
Wow, that's some serious growth. But what about the energy consumption? I imagine running these virtual worlds must require a lot of power.
You've touched on a critical issue. The environmental impact of the metaverse is a growing concern. Data centers, which would power these virtual worlds, already account for about 1% of global electricity use. As the metaverse expands, this could increase significantly.
So we're looking at potential benefits in areas like collaboration and education, but also serious challenges in terms of privacy, mental health, and environmental impact. It's a lot to consider.
Absolutely. The metaverse represents a paradigm shift in how we interact with technology and each other. It's not just about creating a new platform, it's about reimagining the very nature of digital existence.
As we wrap up, what do you think are the key things our listeners should keep in mind about the metaverse?
Well, I think it's important to approach the metaverse with both excitement and caution. It has the potential to revolutionize industries, create new forms of art and expression, and connect people in unprecedented ways. But we also need to be mindful of the risks and work proactively to address them.
And I suppose only time will tell how this all plays out.
Exactly. The metaverse is still in its infancy, and its ultimate form will be shaped by the choices we make now. As we sign off, I'd encourage our listeners to stay informed and engaged with these developments. After all, we're not just observers in this process, we're all potential architects of this new digital frontier.
Well said. And on that note, we'll leave our listeners to ponder the possibilities of the metaverse. Thanks for tuning into Gen FM, where we explore the cutting edge of technology and its impact on our lives.
Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep imagining the future. This is Gen FM signing off.